I have 1 week until I move, and I've been packing constantly, and yet my room is still a disaster. So could somebody explain that to me? And it's Tuesday! It is Tuesday, yet again, September 8th, 2009. It has been crazy hectic, I think for everyone. Like, maybe it's just me, but I've noticed that this week has been, like, ridiculously insane for everyone. Yeah, I moved back to school in exactly a week. I've been packing for another week, and yet, yeah. As you can see, my room is still a disaster. It's better now because I finally unpacked from Chicago. By the way, I went to Chicago this weekend with my friends, Mia, Chelsea, and Sarah. The four of us rode in a car all the way to Chicago. 4 hours, almost 5 hours. Almost 5 hours. We went to go hang out with our friends, Brian and Kara, who both go to Loyola. We got to see the Bean. By the way, who thought that up? Like, who walked into, like, a meeting one day and was like, alright guys, we are going to build a giant metallic bean, which people will come see because they can see themselves in it. And then who gave them the money to do it and was like, yeah, that's a great idea! So Rellen's bunny puppet dared us to share a stuffed animal, introduce us. I don't know where most of my stuffed animals are from, like, childhood, but I do have Rolly. And Rolly is my Dalmatian from when I was 3 years old. We got him from a Kroger, and he has his name, Rolly the dog. My dad made him that name tag. And I've had Rolly for 13 years now. This is like the quintessential stuffed animal from my childhood, you know? So yeah, that's Rolly. This week on everygirlblog we have Danielle's threadless teasers as always. Although one of her picks, which is reality is for people who can't handle science fiction, has all these kind of sad bubble bursting things like Santa's not real and there are no such things as unicorns and God may or may not be listening and magic isn't real, and that's not happy. So I'm actually not a fan of that shirt at all. It really depresses me. Katie wrote a really cool article about the Harry Potter Alliance, which I actually didn't know anything about. So rock on, Katie, because that's really cool. There's a Saturday Sound Off, which is if you could have the answers to any 3 questions, what would you ask? And I actually haven't responded to that yet, but I could have the answers to any 3 questions. One of them would be, what will I be when I grow up? I wouldn't want to know who I would marry or if I get married, because that would spoil a lot of the fun. Like, every time I met someone new, I'd be like, hey, I'm not marrying you, bye. It'd be kind of depressing. I'd want to know which stock to invest in order to become insanely rich. So I think that's 2. And my 3rd question would be, I don't know what my 3rd question would be. And so anyway, check out everygirlblog.com, and I will see you next Tuesday, and by that time I should be in my dorm, I believe, or my apartment, because apartment is so much more sophisticated than a dorm, but I should be in my apartment. Woo! And that's about it for me. I want to do a dare. Okay, this dare is for Rach or Ashley. Both of you. This dare is for both of you. I dare you to find a random person in your dorm and make them be in your video. I don't care how you convince them. You can say that it's a dare, you can say whatever you want, but you have to convince somebody in your dorm to be in your video, and it can't be each other. It has to be a stranger. It has to be somebody you don't know already. So that's your dare. And that's all for me, so XOXO, Ariel.